I'm going to now introduce Emma Klatman from Life for a Child, and she'll be joined by Tino, who, oh, Tino, just honestly, but before we bring Tino on, Emma, how are you? Happy World Diabetes Day to you.
Thank you, Renza. And
How's
so
your day been?
it's actually not, I've not had so much of a day so far. I'm in Chicago at the moment, so
Okay.
it's a very timid, almost 10 a.m. So there's a lot more ahead. With all the different time zones, it's like we have I feel like it's a couple of World Diabetes Days in one, but
yes,
it's been a lot of prep up to this point. But I couldn't be, happier to be marking another World Diabetes Day. And for me this year, the theme, I guess, for me, just on a personal level, is around friendship. I'm not always grateful for my type 1 diabetes, but I am this year in a lot of ways, because every year, meeting different people in this space it surprises me in ways that I don't expect. And I am just so grateful for the friends I have made in this community in the last year. They've kept me going, and they connect me to something that feels great and important. And it's just lovely to be here this year.
Oh, Emma, and I know that so many people, I am always hearing people speaking about your work and about, just how valuable you are in the community, and how much people value that friendship from you as well. So absolutely understand the value of that and how important it is. But we've just heard from Paco from Medtronic talking about the Blue Balloon Challenge. Is part of your day going to involve walking down the street with a blue balloon? That's my first question to you. Tell me you're going to go to your local cafe with a blue balloon and, I don't know, sit there, while the barista's making you coffee.
I'm gonna do something with it. The Bean in Chicago is closed. Otherwise, I would have been there reflecting it. Yeah, definitely will be in some way.
Tell me about, For Life for a Child, the Blue Balloon Challenge, and just how important those sorts of initiatives are. I mean, it is such a really, really, really big and important campaign at this time of year, isn't it, in the community?
Absolutely. And I don't think that I need to remind anyone of this, but I usually do every year. I think that, as I was saying earlier, I think that in so many ways, diabetes is a common thread that unites those with lived experience in vastly different parts of the world. But having, the experience of having type 1 diabetes in a low or lower middle income country can, the reality is that it can unfortunately, very unfortunately, and unfairly impact a wide range of health outcomes in a very inequitable way, amongst those living with diabetes and their families, and also those who care for them, their healthcare professionals. And that's really fundamentally because health systems in these settings really do struggle to provide basic diabetes care to those in need, due to competing health priorities and constrained health budgets. But, so while the ingredients for diabetes management can look similarly globally, no matter their location, sometimes we have to remind ourselves that type 1 diabetes isn't always the great equalizer uniting us. But this really is where Life for a Child steps in. And that's so great to see Janina commenting. Janina is from Guatemala, and she leads one of the centers that we support in Guatemala. And so this is very timely because, this is where Life for a Child steps in. And we have been going strong since the early 2000s and have been steadily expanding the care that we are able to provide pediatric diabetes centers globally ever since. And so I can tell you now we are supporting around 48,000 young people across the globe in around 45 countries. And last year when I spoke at the last World Diabetes Day, we were supporting around 34,000. So we've had a massive increase in the last year, in the last 12 months. And our Vision 2030 is that we're able to reach around 150,000 young people by
Gosh.
2030. So we are well on our way to achieving our goals.
Yeah.
Uh, and the ways in which we work are that we strengthen health facilities that already exist within countries. You'll never go to a country or center that we support and find a Life for a Child clinic. We are all about empowering the local capacity. And on the subject of the Blue Balloon Challenge, the last 2 years have just been so enormous for us in terms of the growth that we have experienced and the awareness that we've been able to generate. And we're so grateful. Words fail us to uh, generate and really find the words to thank and acknowledge the Diabetes Online community. Our awareness has mushroomed since the challenge began, and we've been able to provide diabetes supplies to regions in need. And particularly in the last year, we've been able to support diabetes centers in Kenya and in Syria. And really, why the Blue Balloon Challenge has been so important for us is that it ensures that we're able to do what we do for years to come. The campaign is helping us secure funding for direct support, and it is also about ensuring that we can continue to encourage sustainability through research and advocacy. And I'll just pause there because the next thing I'd like to talk about is about advocacy. But
Fantastic.
let me know when I can go there.
Well, we're thrilled that you are going to be doing that. I will just say though that Life for a Child is so precious and dear to the hearts of so many people within our community. So thank you to you and the team for all the work that you're doing, for being such an incredibly important part of the community, for sharing and telling us about the work that you're doing as well. All that ever does is generate, want people to be more involved and to learn more about it. So I'm always so excited that when we get to hear you here at GDoc or anywhere else talking about the incredible work.